Peace and joy, guys. Welcome back to another video. Drumheller Farms, and we are out here in the poultry field, and we're only running one set of chickens at the moment. We're getting ready to bring our last batch of chickens for the year out here. So what I did was I drug all those chicken tractors around the back side of those ones. You can see where I've kind of matted down all this beautiful grass. You guys know when we come into this field with the cattle, I weave fencing in and out of the chicken tractors so that they can graze this down. I'm pretty proud of the fact that I take that back. I brought my lawnmower in here one time and mowed this field down in front of the chicken tractors one time. Other than that, we have been able to use the cattle. They're only on their second rotation, and I'm about a week into the second rotation of this cattle, but they've grazed this field 3 times. And I know that doesn't make a lot of sense, but basically during the middle of their first rotation, we came back here for a week and grazed this off. And we grazed this whole farm off, which is just a small little about a 30-acre partial. So you know, our first rotation went from May to August 1st is when we started our second rotation. And it's been a heck of a year for growing grass. You can see this is just absolute beautiful forage. You know, we're blades of grass, you know, clear up almost, well, this one right here is up to my waist. There's no stem, it's all 100% leaf. And this portion of the poultry field has only been grazed by the chickens one time, and it's been grazed, this will be the 3rd time with the cattle. And so that side of the field has been grazed twice by the chickens, and this will be the 2nd time being grazed by the cattle. So if you can kind of make that make sense to you, it's just by the way that the chicken tractors are and where they're grazing. And some people do not run their cattle where their chickens were. I've had people say, well, we don't do that because we're afraid, you know, there could be some leftover feed from the chickens out on the field, which I think that's a little bit ridiculous. I mean, my cattle are all grass fed. I'm not feeding them any grain, but I'm also really not worried about a small little possible pebble of chicken feed that they could ingest. I think that's a little bit silly. But what I do like about this is we haven't ran any chickens over here in quite some time. And even where the chickens were just last at, we just got about an inch and a half of rain, and it really washed all the manure off. We had 2 rains actually. One was about 3/4 of an inch and one was about an inch, and it washed that grass off really well. Plus the grass has had a long enough rest that it's pretty much recovered. That batch went into the processor about a week ago, so it's had a nice little week-long rest, and it's had a couple really good rains on it. And these cattle came right over to this side of the field. It's like they knew this was the luscious side of the field. This is really good too. It's just I drug those chicken tractors across there and it's matted down, so they're gonna have to pick that up. Both bulls still in the herd. Right there they are. You got Bubba and Sid, and they're doing their job. I seen them mount a cow today, so it looks like there's still a couple out here that are open. And we got the turkeys there, and he's just a chunk of meat, isn't he? Look at him. Look at this guy too. He looks like he might be slimmed down just a hair out here with these guys. But they're on some beautiful feed. We're gonna get into that field over here next, and that's where our sorting facility is. And we're gonna sort off, we got a couple heifers that we did not want to breed that are in this group still, that we were okay with them being in here with the bull for a couple weeks now, just simply because you know, we knew we were taking them to processing here at the beginning of this month, so we weren't really too concerned about it. There's about 2 of those in here, and there's several steers that are finished and ready to go to processing. Let's see if I can find one here. Right here's one of them. Look at that guy. He's a big old boy. So that's one of them right there that'll be going. This one right here behind him, he's got a little more time yet, but he'll be going sooner or later. Here's one of those heifers. Here's one of the heifers. She's a good finished animal, and the bull might have spent a little time with her, but you know, if he did, it was short-lived because the bull's only been in here a few weeks. Another one right there, steer that will be taken in. He'll probably be making this go around. So the cattle are maintaining excellent condition. We grazed off all that first rotation, and it was tough. You know, there was some feed that was not, you know, I don't know if I want to call it rank, but it was on its way to being some rank feed. And now we are reaping the benefits of a great first graze management, because this stuff here is just absolutely beautiful, and they're gaining some weight on this stuff for sure. This heifer right here we decided to keep and breed this year. She is black. She is slicked off pretty well, and she's a great build. So there's one that we're looking forward to seeing what she's going to bring in our genetics. And yeah, it's looking great out here. Calves are growing really well. They're grazing. Look at the way they're grazing, just going to town. I believe we've got some replacement heifers here in this group, like that one right there. She's looking just like a dandy. Here's another little heifer right here that we've decided to keep. Slicked off really nice. That's a Murray. Great build. Really excited to see what she's gonna bring as well. Low to the ground, a big gut capacity. Look at her hammer that grass. Here's another one of those heifers that are nice and finished. We thought about keeping her and turning her into a cow. She's a little hairy and she's a little bigger than what we want as a heifer. So when she turned into a cow, she'd be quite a bit bigger. But she's a great finished animal that will be coming out of this herd this week. I like her horns. I know some people are afraid of that, but they do not bother me one little bit. Not had an issue with them. Well guys, quick little video. Just wanted to show you the herd. Wanted to show you our multi-species grazing area. That's what I like to call it. It always makes me happy and excited to bring cattle in where the chickens have been. Just because we get that double impact. You know, we're getting chickens out here grazing for grazing cattle. I'm not coming out here with my tractor mowing in front of the crates, because it was starting to get to the point where I needed to cut this grass really bad before running these last two batches of chickens out here. So it feels good to be able to bring the cattle in here, let them graze it off, you know, let them work for us. It feels good to, you know, be able to do that. So I appreciate you guys watching the video. Go ahead and hit that like button, you know, subscribe to the channel. But by you liking the video, it helps show up on other people's pages and gets the word out about what we're doing here with this non-selective grazing. Right now they're kind of spread out in this whole field, so it doesn't look like we're doing much non-selective grazing, but we are. We're definitely letting them hammer this stuff down, and we're just kind of utilizing this space that is actually our poultry field in order to feed the cattle and push this grass back for better harvest efficiency out of the chickens. So again, I appreciate you watching. God bless.